Hi, Miami. Welcome back. It's me again for the second time today. And with me today is Margaret Cardillo. I pronounced it right. I've only known you forever. And she just wrote, very good friend of mine, just wrote her new book, Dogs at Work. Okay, before we get into what this book is all about, we want to show the video. Tommy, can we stream the video, please?
Thanks, Tommy.
We all know dogs as pets. Cute and fluffy, energetic, sometimes lazy, maybe a little obsessive, athletic. Almost got it. They make us happy, and we make them happy. They love the simple things, and they also love spaghetti. But dogs are so much more than just pets.
It's such a great picture.
Their incredible senses give them superpowers. Look at all the jobs they can have. They jump out of helicopters to save people from drowning. They can dig people out of avalanches. They use their super strong sense of smell to detect danger and disease. They help blind people walk through the world. They help people with disabilities become more independent. They comfort the sick and the stressed. Some even do things like catch lobsters, climb mountains, and even be mayors. Dogs can do so many different jobs, and our job is to take care of them, to respect them and love them, so they can continue doing the job they love most, being our best friends.
So perfect.
Aww.
So this is a special show today. Obviously, we're talking about dogs.
We are.
And you wrote the book.
I did. And that last dog
It's a special dog.
is a special dog. He's right here over my heart.
Zampano.
That's right. That's my pup.
So let's talk about this book.
Okay.
What inspired you to write this book?
So I'm, I've published 2 other books, as you know, on for children, and I wanted to write a different book than I normally did because they were biographies of famous women, Audrey Hepburn and Jackie Kennedy, and this, like years ago when I was in publishing, my friend and I were out to lunch, and I was volunteering for an organization called Puppies Behind Bars. Prison inmates train puppies to be service dogs and guide dogs and things like that. And my job as a volunteer was to take that puppy out and put him in the world, or her in the world, and get them used to traffic, plants and trees. In an apartment, they have wires, all that stuff, people. So I would socialize them. And I was telling my friend about it, and she's like, wow, dogs have so many jobs, like dogs at work. And I just heard the title, and we were like, that would make a great book. That was probably 16 years ago. And it's just been on my mind, and I sat down and I wrote it.
Awesome.
And that was it. Yes. And there's never been more. Dogs are very much at the forefront of a lot of our social media stuff and news reports and everything, or at least me. Maybe it's my algorithm. I keep getting all the dog stories, but they're very popular and more than they probably ever have been. And I feel like I wanted children to know that dogs can do so much more than obviously what we love most about them, but they have so many jobs that help make this world work and help people get through this world. And it's really, really important to know that.
It's true. I know some dogs can smell for epilepsy or for diabetes.
Yep. They can tell when you're about to go into diabetic shock, all that's epilepsy, when you're about to have a episode. One of the people on dogs in the video, and the book launch was at a place called State of Play in the design district. And I had a COVID-19 detective dog come and do a demo, and the owner, so they were trained. They were the, that everybody read about. These dogs are at the baseball games and they're at the airports, like sniffing out COVID-19. They really do.
I didn't know.
Yes, they sniff out COVID-19. And he planted, obviously, actually, it was funny. It was like a free COVID test because the dog didn't go up to anybody at the event, but he planted like what the scent would be. It's not active COVID-19. And the dog found it. He did it twice. Yeah. And 2 different times. And he found it both times. Yeah. I mean, they're amazing. He said the accuracy is unbelievable.
Wow.
I know. So they can detect all that stuff. They can even tell when somebody's about to have a nightmare, and they can wake them up. Like for people with PTSD and stuff like that, if they have, chronic nightmares, they can wake them up before they're about to have a nightmare. They're incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. They really are. I love them.
I really loved, I connected with the music at the beginning. I love that you picked Happy.
I know. Well, actually, yeah. But go ahead.
They make you happy.
They make you happy. Dogs, they really do. And all they want to do is make you happy.
That's
It's so true. Actually, that video was made by Mitch Kaplan's son, owner of Books and Books. His son is a really amazing cinematographer, and he made that video for me.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
So when is your first book reading, or where's the next event?
Yeah, it launched at the end of June, and it was kind of things got worse with COVID. We were able to have an in-person launch event at State of Play, and then I did a Zoom reading with Books and Books. I'm very much all about like local, supporting local businesses, and our local book community obviously is incredible.
Yeah.
So the next one though will be at the Miami Book Fair. I'll be at that, so I'm really excited for that.
And when is that?
That is November. What was it?
End of November, 19th.
Yes, 19th, 20th, 21st. Right?
Yes.
So I'll be on either the 20th or the 21st.
Okay. Yeah. I always thought they were in the spring, so I guess maybe they've changed it because of COVID, or
no,
maybe
it's usually the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Book fair, which is great.
And is Zampano, is he in the book?
Oh well, Zampano. Of course he is. I had to get special picture done. I had to get a new headshot just to include Zampano in it. There he is.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was super pregnant in this picture, and I was like, do I want to take this photo right now? But to have Zomps in it, of course I would. He almost got the dedication page, but I ended up, dedicating to my husband, who was immortalized in a way in in the speech my dad gave at our wedding. He called him a yellow lab. And Luke is, if you know Luke, he's very much a yellow lab. So I'm surrounded by dogs.
You are. The fact that your dad made a compared him to a yellow lab.
And that's the dedication. It's to my husband, Luke, my yellow lab. Yeah.
We just got a dog. Yeah.
Tell me.
We got a Corgi. Her name is Star.
Corgis are fantastic.
She's so smart. We're working on the house training. Yeah. It's proving to be a little challenging, but I have confidence that we will get through it.
They're super smart dogs.
Yeah.
They really are. And they're royal.
Yeah.
They have big jobs. They do. They have big jobs, those Corgis. The small dog, big job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
is it fun?
It's fun. She's very connected to kids, loves to play with kids. And I also we had a trainer come, and he says he's trained a few Corgis to go to the hospital to work with kids. Maybe if you write dogs who work too, maybe star can make an
Absolutely.
appearance.
Yes. There is a dog. The first page is the dog going to the hospital to visit
Really?
children. Yes. Sick
And
children.
that really makes them happy.
Huge. I mean, there's
Lifts their
truly
spirits.
like there's science behind it.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, I love dogs. Let me
No.
write this book about dogs. Like, no, this is real stuff. It lowers your blood pressure. It helps children, like they have much better sessions, much, therapy sessions, much better recovery post dog visits.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. And in your house, you'll see, I mean, Elsie
Yeah.
is such a love and
Thanks.
so sweet, and was always with Zampano, right?
Yeah.
When we were in school together. And but they really teach you. It's so great to raise a kid with a dog because it shows them empathy and kindness and gentleness and also responsibility. It's like
Yep.
all those wonderful things.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's just the dog side.
Yeah. Where can we buy this book?
Yeah, so the book is available everywhere books are sold.
Mhm.
So yes, you can get it on Amazon and Barnes and Noble and all those places. Of course, you should get it at Books and Books.
You should
if
get it
you're
at Books
watching
and
this
Books.
from here. There's just nothing quite like walking into that store and having somebody hand you a book that you will love. And
Yeah.
not just this one, I mean any book.
Mhm.
You can also order it online at booksandbooks.com, and they come real quick.
Mhm.
And it's worth it. Even if it's like $1 or $2 more than Amazon, it's worth it.
It is worth it because you're supporting a local establishment, and
they're huge for our culture
Yeah.
in Miami, and we need that culture in Miami.
Yes.
And they put on the Miami Book Fair, and they're great. And there's just there's nothing quite like it. Also, that building is wonderful.
it is. They also have great cafes.
They have a great cafe. The fajita sandwich, it's delicious. It's market special.
Is this a COVID book? Did you finally decide to put pen to paper during COVID? Was this?
You know what? It wasn't. Children's books take a long time to come to fruition. For any of you out there who want to write, and I love hearing from people who, want to publish and write and everything. It's like a 2-year process. So I wrote this script. Yeah, the manuscript. It was pretty quick. My previous books, the biographies, took about 6 months each because of the research and the writing and rewriting, and everything is written and rewritten, of course. And this one was too, absolutely. And there was research to be done for this. You can see in the back, there's it's like my favorite part. Well, the back, there's one page of back matter, which is really fun. We call it bark matter, of course. And but then the page with all the books that were read and everything like that. But anyway, this one was like much faster to write. It just, once I found the hook, which was it's a nonfiction-ish book, if you will. The hook is that the kids stay home waiting for their dogs to come home from their jobs, instead of usually it's the dog waiting at home for their owner to come home from their job. It's the opposite. It's just a little flip, which was really fun. Once I figured that out, it was a quick write of sorts. But then, we got the illustrator, and Zachariah Hoare is amazing and quite busy.
Yeah.
Yes. So we had to, wait a little bit from him, and then he does his art, and then it's all put together, and it's not like just the words on the page. It's a lot. So it's about 2 years. So no, it was not a COVID book necessarily.
It started before.
His job was more probably in the COVID era, I guess. But yeah, it was all before. So.
And I'm sure because of COVID, though, with the book launching, there have been some hiccups in the getting it out.
Yeah. It's definitely been challenging. I mean, at least mine was like later in COVID. So a lot of these places had kind of figured it out, which has been wonderful. And the truth is, the launch with Books and Books was over Zoom. And of course I love to be in person. I love feeling the energy. I teach, at UM, and I love feeling the energy of people in a room. But, my in-laws were able to join the Zoom. My friends in Italy were able to join, my people in Panama, in California. So it was like neat in that way.
Yeah.
It had a much, bigger reach.
Yeah.
It was fun. I did another Zoom through Books of Wonder in Manhattan, and I wouldn't have been able to necessarily do that.
Yeah.
If everything had been in person and traditional. So there are silver linings.
There are. I get that. My daughter plays piano, and once a year she has to perform in front of a judge and memorize 10 songs. And no one really sees that performance except me, my husband, my daughter. That's it.
Yeah.
And so this year it was all done over Zoom. And so my dad, everyone was able. So that was a silver lining
It is.
to share in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just want to also highlight, you've also written some other children's books in the past, being what it was called
Just Being Audrey.
Just Being Audrey.
And Just Being Jackie.
Yeah, which was about Jackie
Kennedy.
Uh-huh.
Onassis.
Yeah.
And Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have both books.
Oh.
We'll buy this one too.
Oh, you're very sweet. This one's for you. And I'll sign it to Elsie later. It's been a really fun journey. You know, I was in children's publishing before this. I was an editor. I loved it, but I knew I wanted to write, and I got a fellowship at UM, and it brought me down here, and I wrote and sold my first book through that fellowship. So yeah, I'm all about the U right now.
Awesome.
Right now, in general.
In general.
So that's how it all started. Yeah. And it was with that book, Audrey.
Awesome.
Yes. That's right.
So we like to highlight everything that's local here in community newspapers. You know, it's all about that's community. So with that being said, is there a favorite restaurant we want to give a shout out to?
What? This is something you definitely should have prepped me on. Shoot. Oh my God. Somebody just asked me the other day, Tower Theater, by the way. I love Tower Theater.
Is it open?
Oh yes, and they're amazing.
The one across from on Calle Ocho?
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. They're awesome. They asked me the other day what my favorite movie was. Are you crazy?
Oh my God, there's too many. I couldn't.
It's my favorite restaurant. Oh my gosh, I don't know. You know, that's tough.
One that you go to?
Yeah, we're big Last Carrot fans in the Grove.
I've never been, and I've always wanted to check it out.
It's great. Their green sauce. I mean,
yeah,
delicious,
it's the best.
And it's good for you.
Yeah,
we love Last Carrot.
What about podcasts you're listening to?
My goodness, podcasts.
Sometimes we don't. I mean, if you don't know a podcast, but maybe.
Yeah, no, I do. I do listen to stuff. I'm gonna be honest. It's so funny. I never knew who Brene Brown was.
Yes.
And somebody just introduced me to her, and I'm like kind of addicted.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah, it's really good.
I love her.
I know.
She's great.
She's like very real. I like her talk. I like her real talk. She's a Texan.
Yes, she is.
And she's a very proud Texan.
Yes.
Yes, I like her.
Small story about Brene Brown. One of my best friends, her daughter is at the high school I went to, and it's next to an all boys Jesuit school in Houston. And so the boy goes to the Jesuit school, and my girlfriend's daughter is at the all girls school, and they're all going to homecoming in the same group together. So we were just talking about Brene Brown in our chat, saying Brene Brown, blah, 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 blah.
She's going to be there.
Yeah.
Although, if you saw the movie Wine Country, she doesn't like to be approached, but that's just in the movie.
Is that the one? No, it's is that
Tina Fey?
Oh, I never saw it.
Well, she was in it for like a second, but I forget. Yeah, it's cute. It's a cute one.
Okay.
I also listen to, and not to talk about books and books so much, though they are local, but The Literary Life with Mitch Kaplan is fantastic.
Oh,
the only issue with it is like every time I listen to it, I buy the book. Every time. Like,
I didn't know he had a podcast.
It's great. It's really great because you hear from the author, and I love that.
Oh,
I really love that.
I bet it's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
So it's good to know. Mitch Kaplan, local here to Miami,
Yes.
has a podcast called The Literary Life.
Yes, yes.
See, I like asking these questions because this is how we learn from each other and spread good news.
And two other local ones that are very good. Fernanda Amati has a podcast, and my friend Vanessa Garcia just started her podcast for the first time. It's called Never the Empty Nest, which I also love. I've been listening to that. She's on episode 3, and it's fantastic. It's just like about raising kids in a multi-generational home, and it's really great.
Awesome.
Really yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
I love being able to give these shout outs actually. Now
to local.
I know. Yeah, those are 3 locals. They're all here. Support them. Support them.
Favorite book?
What are you doing? Probably Dogs at Work. Anything to do with dogs. That's impossible. But they did ask me that actually. My kids are like obsessed with me answering that question as well. And I do love Charlotte's Web. I just think it's like a perfect book.
Yeah.
But yeah, Charlotte's Web and then Dogs at Work. I mean, equal.
Yeah. And last one. Best kept secret in Miami. That's a hard
Oh,
one.
God, what are you doing? You really should have told me. Best kept secret in Miami.
I'm going to tell you my two. I have two best kept
I
secrets.
think I know one of yours, but go ahead.
Miami Yacht Club
Yeah, you told me.
and Virginia Key Outdoor Center.
Good one.
Yeah.
I love
No one
that.
knows about it.
I don't
And
know about it. I don't know about it. Wait, is that the one, the carousel? No.
no,
Okay.
you go, it's across from Miami Seaquarium on Virginia Key.
Okay.
It's not where there is a beach there, but anyway, you rent kayaks and it's like you go into this lagoon and it's like you're in the Keys and then you come out of the lagoon and you see Fisher Island and you kayak around around this bend and you end up in this like private beach by yourself or like four other people, but it's a great way to spend an afternoon with your family, being outside. It's so quiet, not crazy.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great.
And no one knows about it. I just discovered it last summer and I mention it all the time. Everyone's like, what?
You know what? I have two.
Okay.
One's like pretty not a kept secret though, but I will say going to UM baseball games is one of my favorite things to do.
I so agree.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
It is.
It's just like the best of baseball in a very small
Yes.
venue.
So family friendly.
So family friendly, delicious food.
Yes.
You wait in line for those shakes, man.
Yes. I know.
Gotta wait in line for those shakes.
The shakes.
The second thing is, this is a plug. I will say that, but I don't care. My colleague Kim Grinfetter and I at UM created an app. It's on the history of Coconut Grove. I know nobody knows about it. We are going to do a major push, but I'm saying it here now for the first time. He does this. He creates apps, and he wanted to do an augmented reality tour on the history of Coconut Grove. Coconut Grove is one of the oldest settled parts of Miami, and he came up with it. I wrote it all. So I did all the research and wrote it. And you walk around and there's they're not there. The posts aren't there. They're virtual posts, but you get to a spot, you download the app. It tells you when you get to the spot, you're standing in front of tourists and you hold up your phone and it shows the original building that Taurus is in, a historic building. It's the original building where Taurus is, and tells you all about what that was and the history of that place and all that stuff. And then you go into the Barnacle. I think there's like 70 spots that you can hit on this tour.
We got to do a show just about this.
Village West. You know what, we really should, because it goes through Village West, which like nobody knows that history and they should.
Yes.
And it's really, really incredible.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I have to say, I'm so proud of it. And we haven't even like scratched
Best kept secret.
Best kept secret. It's called Know Your Grove app. And you can download it. Know Your Grove. And it's free. It's free. Yeah. No ads or anything like that. We just wanted to do it for the community. Seriously, for the community.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. Yep.
What else can we say about dogs who work?
Just that, the bark matter is really fun. And it's a really, I'm proud of it. It's a really fun read aloud. And because it has also information. It's like cute. The illustrations are so
nice.
He does such a great job because they're funny. Like it tells its own, that's the best part of children's books. It's the illustrations when they tell their own story.
Yeah.
And you'll see little, I'm big on puns.
Sorry, I see everybody. The bark matter. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's really fun. It just goes over, therapy dogs. It gives a little snippet about the dogs that inspired the book. And like, really, there was a mayor dog. He was elected 4 times. Landslide elections. Yes. And yeah, it's elections. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He retired. But he was the mayor of Cormorant, Minnesota. And so I think I said that correctly. And it's really cute. But it's just, they're incredible. We've seen them in the news a lot lately, especially in Miami, about what dogs do. And they're just, they save people. They're just awesome. And they really they work hard and play hard, but they're real dogs, but they're good dogs.
Yeah. And most books are about just like somebody as their dog as their pet. And I like this because there are dogs that have jobs and that work. And so
they do so much. And we need to respect them so that they can love us and make us so happy. Like the song says. Yeah. They make us so happy.
Is this AR certified?
I think it is AR certified. That is a really important question.
And
For
if you're a
sure,
mom, you know
you
what
know
this
what AR
means.
She's giving me a ride back to some, where
Our
kids
kids.
go to school. The Audrey book and the Jackie book are both AR'd, and I'm almost sure this is too. Yeah,
Oh my God,
yeah.
that's
I know.
awesome.
I had nothing to do with it. I like, you have the app, and I like pulled it up one day. I was like, let me just check.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, okay, I made it. I'm legit
Yeah.
now. I'm legit. My kid could read this book.
I'm
Or she's
so
like, no.
excited. This is like your third book.
Yeah.
And it's really cool.
It's fun.
You're
been
leaving a
fun.
legacy.
It's neat.
Mhm.
My kids, it's so funny. You'll
Mhm.
appreciate this. I was helping one of my children with a sentence the other day, and my kids turned to me and, you don't know anything about writing. I was like,
Really?
okay, you're right. I don't. Like they just to them, you are not cool.
No.
You are not cool.
No.
But every once in a while, I hear them talking to their friend or whatever. They're like, "Oh yeah, my mom does this."
Yeah.
And they go into the bookstore and they find it, and so it's cool. It is like a little legacy. It's neat. I need to write enough so that I cover all the dedications to all my children. And then one does not, but no.
Well, thank you for coming on the Woman to Women show.
You're
We
so
love
cool.
inspiring and empowering other women, and this is definitely one of them.
Oh, you're very sweet. Thank you. You are inspiring to me. You really are. If nothing else, just what you wear.
Thank you.
No, I'm kidding. She's so much more than that.
Thank you so much. And so look for Dogs at Work at the Miami Book Fair.
Mhm.
Also, we can follow you on social media.
Yes. At Let's Go Margaret.
Yes, on Instagram, Let's Go Margaret. And what is your website?
MargaretCardillo.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Let's Go Margaret on Instagram. And there, I'm sure you probably have a link to go to your website.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe you
Yes.
don't, but maybe you should.
I'm sure.
put
Whatever
one.
the
Okay.
last thing I was at or whatever. Yes, I will. I'll do it. I'll change it
And
right
follow her so that you can see her at the Miami Book Fair and get a book signed, buy a book, go to any of your local bookstores, buy Dogs at Work. Your kids are going to thank you for it because they're going to enjoy this book, and you're going to have an opportunity to bond with your kid when you're talking and reading this book to them.
And you know what? If you contact me on my website or on social media and you tell me the name that you want it dedicated to, I can go to Books and Books and sign it to that kid and leave it there for you to come and pick it up.
Okay.
So I can totally do that. Birthday presents. My goodness, the birthday presents.
This is a great birthday present.
Well,
this
and
is
you
a
always
good
need
Christmas
something.
present. This
Mhm.
is a great present, period.
Oh, that's
The
sweet.
gift of
Thank you.
reading.
The gift of reading. My kids are kind of annoyed.
And it's
with me.
all the
It's all I
teachers.
give.
Yeah. And all the teachers, what do they say? Read to your kids. Read to your kids. Sit down and read.
Always. And
Yeah.
anything, by the way. It doesn't have to be this book. Just read anything.
Anything.
Anything. You like comic books? You're like, oh, comic books. No. Let them read comic books.
Yeah. Whatever it
reading.
is. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Miami, for watching. We will see you next week on the Women to Women show.